It's me, Bussy, and welcome back to Hot or Rat. And today we'll be reviewing episode 3 of Canada's Drag Race Season 2. Our queens were challenged to overact in a new horror flick called Screech, and on the runway the category was Good Girl Gone Bad. I know a thing or two about that. I've got to say, this season of Canada's Drag Race is really shaping up to be something special, and I can't wait to talk about the episode with you all. But before we get started, my goodness. Sorry, I got caught off guard by how delicious I'm smelling. My little secret? Scentbird. Shh. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that gives you the opportunity to try a new designer fragrance every single month. And they work with over 600 brands like Prada and Gucci to bring the newest, hottest fragrances directly to your doorstep. For example, this month I received Align by Goodhabit. It's an uplifting blend of black currant and pear with a twist of bergamot. I also received Magnetic Wood by the Harmonist, an energetic fragrance, and Blush by Minkoff. A dreamlike essence with jasmine. I just love the smell. And as you can see, each Scentbird fragrance is a full 30-day supply. And not only is a Scentbird subscription an excellent idea for yourself, but the perfect gift this holiday season for friends and family, because it takes all the guesswork out of trying to figure out what somebody wants, because they get to choose their own designer fragrance every single month. And usually a Scentbird subscription is $16, but I've got some tea for you. When you use code BUSSY3 at checkout, you'll get your first fragrance for just $11. So what are you waiting for? Start smelling good and click the link in the description of this video to treat yourself or somebody else with the gift that keeps on giving, Scentbird. And make sure to use code BUSSY3 at checkout to save 30% off your first month. Thanks Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's break down these baddies' looks from rottest rot to hottest hot. First up, Synthia Kiss. Firstly, I have to say I'm so sorry that Synthia has ended up at the bottom of my rankings for the past couple of weeks, but this season has had particularly good runways, and that is just how the cookies crumbled. And that said, her look tonight is not bad. I think it's actually really cute. I just think it didn't quite measure up to or get as bad as some of the other looks that we saw tonight. The first reference I thought of when I saw this look was Avril Lavigne, my favorite pop punk princess. But I'm not really sure why she's wearing the silhouette that she is. It's almost kind of clown schmockish. Mixed with like some Harley Quinn vibes or something. I'm just not totally sure exactly what she was going for. And the other component that I was missing from Cynthia's runway tonight was the good element of Good Girl Gone Bad. Everyone else pretty much turned it into like a reveal moment, or they twisted like a classic good girl into somebody bad. But Synthia just kind of came out with her middle fingers in the air, metaphorically speaking, and that was that. Synthia, where did the good go? I'm gonna leave this look with a soft rat. Next up, she'll see you in the pews. It's Kimora Amour. This look is the first of many tonight that we are going to see in the theme of taking a religious figure and turning them into a bad girl. Kimora's took the approach of starting as a priest and then I guess turning into a drag queen. I will say I loved her priest look when she came out. It was definitely pious. But when the reveal happened, I was just kind of left wanting more. It was a really cute look, great for a performance, like it was a dance costume, but it didn't really tell me bad girl. Like, I guess being a drag queen is technically like being a bad girl when compared to being in a church, but I think there was just a little bit more elevation she could have done with that second look. I do want to give her a shout out for that braid that is connected by a chain though. That was the baddest thing about this dance costume. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a rat overall, but I did love the priest gown. That gets a hot. Next up, I just can't be with you like this anymore. Alejandro Suki doll. Suki comes out in this show-stopping priestly gown, one of my favorite garments on the entire runway tonight. Very Gaga from the Alejandro music video, which, you know, was why I was doing that crazy singing at the beginning. I love the metallic detailing, the crown, everything about it is immaculate. And paired with her makeup and that chopped hair, it's fashion dolling. But here's the gag. We see this for about 1 second, and she rips it off. Like, this robe has so much detail and story behind it, and the look she reveals to is not that exciting. I mean, it's a pretty piece of fabric that she has draped across her body, but does it say bad girl? And how does it connect to the robe that she was wearing? I'm not totally sure. I died and went to heaven for her robe tonight. That was hot, but the rest was a bit of a rot. Next stop, the nunnery. It's Kendall gender. So Kendall too on the runway tonight suffered from a little bit of premature revelation. I'm not sure if they were prompted to take off their reveals so quickly, but I really just wanted them to build up a little bit more anticipation with us as viewers, and it probably would have helped their performance in the judges' eyes too. Anyways, nun look aside, I loved her Satan look. Brooke and the other judges were kind of critiquing hers and Pythia's for being too similar and saying that Kendall's was just kind of boring in comparison, and I don't totally agree with it being boring. I actually thought it was really cool. Plus, it's not either of their faults that they both did like a nun to Satan gag. That said, Kendall's interpretation of the female devil is, you know, a little basic. There wasn't a ton of imagination there. However, the silhouette that she's created, that body yaddy yaddy that she has given the devil, woo! See you in hell. This look is hot. Next up, we're certainly not in Kansas anymore. It's Stephanie Prince. She comes out in a Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz gone bad look. She's all up in latex, the outfit fits like a glove, and wow, Dorothy has never looked better. I actually really enjoyed this look, I think because it was so different from everything else that we saw on the runway tonight with all of the like religious imagery and such. I think it absolutely met the category, and Stephanie looks damn good in it. I'm definitely gonna be missing her looks on the runway because oh my god, they've all been awesome so far. Stephanie, I think this look is hot. Next up, did she stone that catsuit with E6000? It's Eve. On the runway, she's giving us Hollywood starlet with a dirty little secret. She's a slut. Shh. At first, I didn't get why she came out in grayscale, and then I saw her Instagram post saying that she was ready for the silver screen. Gag. I absolutely love that this look had layers, and not just in that it had a reveal, but there was like an intellectual thought process that went behind purposefully selecting that base gray color. I think she looks gorgeous. This look is absolutely hot. Next up, Pika Pika. It's Icesis Couture. Her look, she says, is inspired by a Bad Bunny comic book character. And I have literally, to this moment, no idea exactly what she was referring to. I was like doing some research though on bunny characters from comic books and did find that both Batman and Spider-Man fight a character called the White Rabbit. So maybe that's what she was doing and she turned it yellow just to add her own little flavor. I even saw some people speculating online that this look was inspired by Pikachu, but Pikachu's a mouse, not a rabbit, so that wouldn't make any sense. Anyways, this look is undeniably mother-tucking stunning. Stunning! She has just consistently been bringing us unique silhouettes, beautiful fashion, custom Icesis Couture. The only reason this look isn't higher on my list tonight, because I think as a fashion moment it absolutely deserves to be, is because I'm not really sure how or why it met the category of good girl gone bad. Icesis, please tell us what's going on here. The people need to know. A very super hot look nonetheless though. Next up, in third place, is going to be Pythia. She's our final and I think best religious reference that we saw on the runway tonight. I love this so much because she's not just a nun revealing to be a sexy female devil. She's a nun revealing to these like devil hands being wrapped around her body, literally dragging her to hell. Like she is actively in the process of going bad. She fully embodied this runway. Like the way she uses her brain to create fashion stuns me every single time. This look is absolutely hot. Next up, it's the last slice of bread in the bag that you left on your counter for too many weeks and you found when you finally decided you wanted to make a sandwich and now you can't have a sandwich and you're hungry. It's geometric. This is brilliant. Speaking of queens using their brains tonight, wow. We did see her maybe use her brain a little bit too much on the runway when she was thanking the judges for like their critiques on how she did. That was so funny. The editing, wow. But anyways, the concept here is that she's literally a good girl and she's gone bad. She's molding. Brilliant. This look, I think, deserves its own special award tonight just because it is so unique in concept and, well, I would say fresh, but it's actually quite bad. And I love the extra thought and detail she put into this look by adding mold to her face. I think so many times there's a missed opportunity with queens on the runway where they could be enhancing their looks with makeup and they either, I guess, don't have time to or don't think about it. So Gia, props to you for going all the way with this. This look is absolutely hot. And finally, let them eat cake! It's Adriana. Fun fact, Marie Antoinette actually never said that, which I learned when I did a little bit of a history deep dive trying to understand this look, because I was always familiar with who Marie Antoinette was and that she was executed for committing treason, but I didn't understand how this fit the good girl gone bad runway. As it turns out, Marie was actually quite beloved, especially when she first married King Louis at the young age of 14. How she went bad, though, is a little bit more of a complicated story. Anyways, she was beheaded, and that explains why her head is on a platter here, surrounded by sandwiches and plates, referencing that phrase. Brilliant little touch there. Amanda Brugel, I think, said it best. This has to be the absolute best Marie Antoinette look that we have seen ever. And trust me, there's been a lot of them. Almost one every season. But yeah, every part of this look is absolutely perfectly fine-tuned and crafted. The beading, the rouging, the ruffles, like it's eye candy. Plus her makeup is flawlessly matching this look. And actually I just want to say, I don't think I've ever seen white eyelashes look good, but bitch, she made them look good. I'd ask how her head is, but girl, we know it's doing just fine after winning this episode. This look is hot. And I did also ask my patrons to vote for their hottest hot, and no surprise, they too chose Adriana tonight. And if you would like to vote on hottest hot polls and even get your Patreon icons featured on the looks that you vote for, then you can join my Patreon family at patreon.com/BussyQueen. It's my members only website, and in addition to getting those benefits like being able to vote in hottest hot polls, you also get access to exclusive videos, access to the Bussy Queen Discord server, and early access to my regular YouTube videos. Just click the link in the description of this video to visit my Patreon and join today. See you there. Now, on to the main event. Screech! Now, I know the acting challenges aren't everyone's favorite, but I usually like them, and this one I thought was particularly good. I mean, it had everything you could possibly want: campy horror, drag, and Jimbo. Concerning the placements though, I think the judges overall are doing a great job this season, I have to say that, and by the way, Brooklyn is looking damn good every single episode, but I was a little confused this week with how they chose the winner. They award top placements to Adriana, who takes the win, Geometric, and Eve 6000. And I personally thought that Eve was a standout in the challenge, especially considering what she did last week with that Reviliana character. She really did a 180. She took the role of Nara Hater, who was a character that narrated everything that she and some of the other queens were doing throughout the little movie. I thought of those three queens that had top placements tonight, she did a great job keeping up the pace in this little movie and also had great comedic timing. I would have been fine with a Gia win as well, but them giving the win to Adriana was a little confusing to me because I personally didn't understand that character. Her role was to do a parody of Brad Gorski, and the way she played it was, as Brooke said, sort of like Count Chocula. But I didn't see that as necessarily a positive thing. It felt a little one note to me, and I actually didn't find myself laughing at anything that she did. If I were on the panel, probably would have put her as safe. It did kind of feel like maybe the judges went ahead and gave her the win just because of how amazing her runway was though. Not totally sure. Let me know what y'all thought about that though. In the bottom two this week are Stephanie Prince and Synthia Kiss. Cynthia's bottom placement absolutely made sense for my fantasy. As they were critiquing her, she really didn't understand the character of A. Martha, who is essentially like Amanda Brugel's character from Handmaid's Tale. And although there were opportunities for jokes, she really just didn't deliver. Stephanie's bottom placement though surprised me because she was actually someone that was making me laugh quite a bit with how crazy she was playing this character. I probably would have kept her safe and put Kendall Gender in the bottom in place of her tonight because Kendall, kind of like Synthia, was just very dry in performance and she was playing Brooklyn, and she could have been a lot sassier, as they said. I do have to point out, I think that they have Kendall pegged to be a front runner, and I think she absolutely will be, but I don't think that they wanted to risk having her sent home this early in the competition. But honestly, this would have been a super tough decision had I been on the judging panel because nobody was terrible, and everyone did pretty good, so really bravo to all the girls for their performance tonight. Concerning that lip sync, woo! Synthia absolutely K-worded it. Wow, knocked it out of the park. She's somebody who has consistently been surprising me every time she's tasked with stealing the show. I guess you could say, like, she was so great in the musical and now such an excellent dancer and performer to this punk song. Like, wow. And I was sad to see Stephanie go, but I don't think that she really felt as at home in that lip sync as Synthia did. So she clicks her heels 3 times and heads on home. But as always, I'd love to hear what you have to say about today's episode, so let me know down in the comments below, who would your bottom 2 have been, who would you have sent home, and who do you think deserved the win? And I also want to say thanks to you for watching this video and give a special shout out to Natalia, that bitch, Steve, Bussy Breath Jennings, Rhonda Evans, Chrissy, Trevor Turner, Oceane, and Amita, who've all just joined my Patreon at the hot tier, and Lark, Angel, Cyrus, Felicia, Goody P, Jared Rocks, JB, Joseph, Josh, JP in Dallas, Laura, Matthew, Maxila, wow, Miss F, Neely, OG Debussy, Rochambeau, Scooby Snacks, Sailor, Steven, Tom Jaco, Tom Young, Topher, Triton, and Bailey, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier. See y'all later. Love ya. Bye.